Well, we're just getting started. But I like to see, I like to know who this is here. Yes. Oh, I think I know that.
It can't be shit, it can't be.
I think that the adult you are today owes a tremendous debt to the experience you went through in this very small period of time of your life, 3 years, or 4 years, it made you the adult you are now. So you learned how to, sit at a table, hold a conversation, how to relate to certain people in a certain way, how to say hi, hello, how to be able to move within a social milieu, all of those things which are very important.
I wasn't sure I'd be able to make it, and I kept getting notices of who's coming. There were about 150 of us, and I saw more and more familiar names, and I thought, I got to do whatever I can to make it up here, because I'd just love to see some of these people again, whom I remember very well and very fondly, despite not having seen them in some 42 years.
It was a formative part of my life. I didn't know who I was, where I was going, what I wanted to be, and I discovered parts of me that I liked and parts of me that I didn't, and from that I formed a foundation of who I am today, and I like me. Being able to bring people together is very gratifying, because it's family. This was my family for 3 years. And you go up here past the kitchen. Do I get a room? Go up the room. Yes. Up the road. Up the road.
It's on the envelope, but also this is
Make sure that your needs are going to be taken care of for you. He said, I don't have any needs. I just got out of the army. I'm, when I was just said, well, it's the people. It's funny. Because I was walking down the hill yesterday, and I was thinking how, I've been alive so many years since I've been here, and I've had so many things happen in my life that some of the seemingly dramatic events and feelings that I had while I was here.
I'm glad that we're having these reunions so that you can make contact with people that were important to you at one point in your life, but then as you get older and you go in your different directions, you lose touch with people.
Am I recording again? It was the tolerant sort of community where, somebody who had issues to work through, I think, could have maybe resolved them.
I remember, and I was very shy, and the whole time I was here I suffered from crippling social anxiety, but this was a very kind environment for people such as myself. And
I used to take a walk on the, quote, biology trail, and I would do it just for fun. But most people were doing it to smoke or to make out, or...
I'm blessed to say this. There was a curiosity about the opposite sex.
No.
Really?
Get out.
Oh, yes, yes.
Sheila Miller, class of 66, and this is Walter, class of 66, Walter Stitt. It was the most important, most wonderful 3 years of my life, really, in many, many ways. I was really ready to leave home after my freshman year in high school. I lived in the same community. I felt trapped. My parents didn't really understand it, but I begged and begged and begged, and found this wonderful place that was like a family. There were only 80 kids in the whole school, so there were 20 kids in each graduating class, and everyone accepted everyone else.
I checked to see if there were some that were missing little lights or anything.
Oh, wait.
It's like I said, since I had gotten laid off from my full-time job, I said
Finally you become articulate. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now.
Teaching art history? Yeah. But, what have you been doing?
I lived with them one summer after I'd been in art school.
got to get the food.
Way up. Oh, how funny. Yeah, she's great. But I used to look like. I mean, she was very.
So good to see you.
How have you been?
Wonderful, and you look great, and great
Thank
to
you.
see you. You look very JGRS.
Well,
should I be surprised?
well, older JGRS. But at any rate, I see you on Facebook.
Yes.
I've been intending to contact you.
Well, I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
You're in music now.
Yes.
I mean, I was just here for 1 year.
And
You
I was
were
here for 4.
Yeah.
It's great to be back here. It brings like a lot of good memories. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. The countryside is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The people were fun. I had my first love here, so I suppose that's my defining moment. It was my very first love, and to see him again after 40 years. No, I'm gonna leave it at that.
The other thing I remember was the shock that went through the campus like an electrical force was when President Kennedy was assassinated.
Do you know what you said?
I don't know what I said.
I know what you said.
What did I say?
Oh God, Lyndon's in the White House.
Oh my God.
Outside the dining hall.
I said that?
You said just that.
President Kennedy was shot. We were in here having lunch.
Yeah.
See, he was shot, and then they didn't know if he was going to die. We all ran out, and there were these gray GMC trucks that the handyman had. You remember? And we all stood around with the door open of the truck listening to the radio because we had no radios at school.
And it's so amazing to come back and realize how many people here, and not just the people of my class or the people that I knew, and how much alike we are in so many aspects of how we think. I think we were taught how to critically think here.
I say my roots, and I mean that, and it's true, my roots are in Barlow, even though I was only here for 2 years.
Well, this scarf has a story to it.
I want to hear the story.
46 years ago, a student named Sheila Miller acquired my scarf. She brought it back today.
So I got. Here's your scarf.
Oh my God!
Do you remember
it? Yes, I do.
I don't know how I got it. It's been cleaned. It's been taken care of.
This is from Brooks Brothers.
But 100 million years ago.
It was a pivotal experience for many of us, and it certainly was, faculty as well as students. I was here for 3 years, and they were some of the most significant years of my life.
Did you enjoy the teaching here?
I've taught at better schools, better known schools, but I have said several times that the happiest time of my life professionally was teaching Barlow.
What made it so?
The students. Well, look at some of the students. John, it was his music. You with your writing. Mark Potok with what he's doing.
Yes, I remember him.
Well, I do too. He was very tall.
With this coin, you can purchase your dreams. Without it, you cannot.
If you have crummy dreams.
Yes.
I was here from 1963 to 1967. And I always thought Barlow saved my life.
I've heard that from some people, but not from you. How did Barlow save your life?
I created my own world here. I wasn't following in the footsteps of others at home. And there was a totally different structure. What I loved was the quality of the art and the drama and the music. And I also liked being in the countryside.
Because it's beautiful here, I wanted to see my old classmates. Joan Glaberson, the class of '64. Oh, we had the art in the goat barn, which I don't think exists anymore. I think there was a fire and it's gone now.
And we did a lot of funny things, like we did happenings.
What was
Remember the happenings?
Vaguely.
What was a happening?
It wasn't exactly a play. I don't think there was much script to it, but there could be. And everybody just put on a costume and did funny things. It was kind of initiated by the art teacher, Lenny Beecher.
It was an art form that was, you know, emerging in the 60s in New York and other places. It's basically a
Andy Warhol.
Basically a non-static art event, you know, a non-static assembly of people moving in an unscripted way. Yeah.
Happenings? No, that wasn't when I was here. It was pretty conservative when I was here. I think that happened after I left, probably in the later 60s.
Just got you there.
The reason why I did decide to say a few words is because I wanted to go on public and thank on tape two teachers who made a huge difference in my life. And basically the first teacher is Vicki Green, and I wanted to come back and walk past the room where I learned a real love of poetry, and she taught it so mathematically and simply that even a child could write poetry.
Julia.
Julia, what was your defining moment here this weekend?
Well, I think there were several, but one that hasn't been said would probably be where, well, my mom took us all out on a walk where she used to walk in her free time, and to see like the beautiful scenery and everything, and like see the trails that my mom used to take really helped me connect with the landscape.
I'm still hearing stories things that happened when I was here that I didn't know about.
Yeah. We built a dam down at the base of the hill here, and I can't see it. I don't know whether it's there anymore. Hard to believe, but it's actually me. I'm a little bit older now.
I'd say we got more musical education here than anybody got anywhere else. I think, right? Inadvertently. We weren't here to learn about music, but this place really brought the music out of people. So this recitative developed and became, later on, it became the way they do a lot of the dialogue in opera.
Couldn't see the light. I didn't know this day or night. I didn't even care. But since you came along,
the most fun part was watching it come together and watching people step up to the plate and say, I'm coming and what can I do to help? That was the most gratifying, and just knowing that they were coming and being able to help people who were having problems one way or another to get here. That was gratifying, and I would do it in a heartbeat.